I want to say hello. I'm just stopping in for a few minutes to talk to y'all about a few things for starting this Monday, and I have video Monday and Thursday each week where I may have information. If I don't have anything, then I'll put it in the message. I'll post it. There won't be a video up. And I want to say to all my OGs, welcome back. Thank y'all for stopping in. Thank y'all for watching my videos. Thank y'all for supporting my channel. I love you guys. And I also want to say thank you to my new subscribers. If you don't know me, my name is Sherwin. And my channel is called Sherwin Vibes. And where I create, I talk. I'm learning a lot from a lot of the YouTubers that I've been watching. So just come along with me in my journey. I am in a transition in my life. And as far as journey, none of that is new to me. It's just that I had a channel, I started a new channel. And this channel, I rebranded it, I do believe, and I do have merchandise if you'd like to support my channel. I do have super thanks. I have merchandise on Spring, and I have journals on Amazon. And I appreciate it if any one of you would like to support my channel. Just click the links that's in the description box or at the end of any one of the videos. I do have an 8-part series where I showed you guys how to make and create a journal from start to finish, step by step. I also left some of the mistakes in there so you can see the errors and mistakes that I made and the corrections when my cover was rejected, when my interior pages were rejected, how to fix that. So first I want to say and we're going to get into today's video. So, why I decided to publish a journal, okay? And I have to watch my notes because, I tend to get a little scribbly. So I had to type up my notes and stuff after I wrote all my notes down and everything like that or whatever. I want to start with my why, okay? And you need to have a why. Anything that you want to do in life, you need to have a why you want to do it. And then you go from there, and always consult with the Lord. Always consult your inner being, your spirit, to give you that information. And then you just kind of write it down like you're doing when you're writing a essay. You have rough drafts, and that rough draft is just all kind of notes on the sides and things like that where you want to make corrections, you want to fix things. And that's pretty much the same way you go about your why. You look at it and you try to get your niche together, and you try to figure out what it is that you could create or do that's going to be helpful to someone else. Because there's a lot of people that struggle. A lot of things, like I said, the reason why I'm doing this is because actually when I got started, there wasn't a lot of information, or information that was partially there and partially wasn't. And I had to figure out a lot by the mistakes that I made. So that's why I did it too. Okay, so I want to start out with why I even decided to publish a journal, okay? For me, it wasn't about overnight money, because I already knew that wasn't going to happen. I've been in that battle of getting a sale. I've worked in sales before. So the intensity you have to get a sale, I've been there. So I know what it's like to be a struggle to get a sale. You just got to stay hopeful. For me, it wasn't about the overnight money. It was about creating something special, something practical that people could actually use, while also learning the Amazon KDP system step by step. Okay? I noticed that a lot of people talk about journals as if they are just like blank pages. You throw them together, but I see journals as tools for clarity, reflection, growth, or structure. Okay. I also realized something important. Most beginners quit, not because they can't do it, but because the process feels confusing and lonely, and it does. So I decided to document my journey, not from a place of expert or expertise, but from a place of someone learning in real time. And when I mean real time, I had done this journal. I had done like 3 or 4 journals prior. But in the process of my transition and moving from where I moved from, the original place that I moved from, the city that I moved from, everything is in storage. So I had a desktop, laptop, all that stuff in storage because the moving arrangement was so chaotic and out of place, and the funding and everything just was out of place because a lot was trying to keep me from being able to move when that was what God was saying I needed to do, and then getting to where I had to get to. And by the time everything started kind of working out enough to get us going from that place to the other, I had to wind up putting everything in storage instead of being able to drive a truck and bring it myself, or have help to drive back and bring it, or afford anybody to pack it up and bring it for me. So it had to go into storage. So everything that I really needed was in that storage. So I was gifted for the first year. I think when I came a few months, I was gifted a iPad, basically, and I didn't want to take it, accept it, because they didn't really use it, but they just went ahead and let me use that so that I could have something. They gave it to me and gave it to me so I could have something to use. So having to learn the iPad all over, learning period, because I never had one. So having to learn the iPad and then go back in and reset it to where I could try to get in and out of my programs and learn how to use those programs on an iPad was complicated in its own self, in its own right. And then learn how to remember what I did step by step and go through the process. And what I was remembering, some stuff had changed on the platform. So you're learning with me in real time. Okay. Let me break down what I actually did in simple terms. First, I chose one clear purpose for my journal. I didn't try to please everyone. I made it unisex. That's why I chose the color blue. And then I use water because water is movement. It's the element. It's fly. It's power and the movement of God. That was perfect representation of God's movement. Is water. Okay. I focused on one user, one intention, one experience. Next, I designed the interior with simplicity in mind. I didn't over-design. I made sure the pages were usable, readable, and consistent. I used tools that beginners can access, nothing fancy, nothing expensive. When it came time to upload to Amazon KDP, I took my time. I reviewed the review carefully. I fixed errors when Amazon flagged them. That part can feel frustrating, but it's normal. Okay. I even though I had done this four times, not including the times I messed up and had to redo the errors and fix the errors for the books to go live on Amazon. Those are included. Memory was down the road. It was a past chapter. So having to remember all of that all over again. Then plus at the time I was working from home, and I was learning new information with that job, which is a licensed state job. It had its confusion, it had its pressure, it had its frustration. I'll be back on that probably maybe about 9 months, 10 months from now again. So what I'll be doing in the meantime, I don't know. But that had enough going on, and as well as being homeless, moving. It was frustrating. Losing transportation, everything, all kinds of things was happening. But yet and still, I still kept hearing God saying, "Keep showing what you're made of. Keep going. Don't give up." So I say to you, don't give up. If you haven't started, start where you are, and take note. Pay attention. Get your details corrected. Pick your niche. Don't go down a rabbit hole. Just get the basic information that you need. If it's not creating a journal, if it's not creating a plan, if it's not creating and writing a book, or something that's a little bit different that you can't use KDP for, that you have to go use with something else. Okay? One thing I want to say clearly: rejection or review issues don't mean failure. They mean adjustment. That's all it means. so you get better at it. Okay. Eventually, my journal went live. That moment felt quiet, not dramatic, but meaningful. Now let's talk about the biggest mistake I see new journal creators make. And this is where they don't do this comes in. Don't rush the process. Thinking speed equals success. Don't rush the process. It's going to take you some time. A lot of people publish quickly, then feel discouraged when sales don't happen immediately. Okay? They think something is wrong with them or the product when it isn't. It just takes time. But the truth is, Amazon is a long game. Publishing is just step one. Visibility, trust, and learn to take time. Okay. Another mistake is overthinking ads before understanding your product. Ads can help, but they won't fix confusion. Okay. And finally, don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Most creators you see have already published multiple products or learned through trial and error. Okay? Your first journal isn't meant to be perfect, it's meant to teach you. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Don't try to compare yourself with the Jacksons. Don't try to argue with the Browns. Just be you. Okay? Create it. Trust God's work. Trust the process. Okay? What I'm doing now, right now, I'm taking a steady approach. Okay, I'm learning Amazon ads slowly. I'm watching how people respond. I'm not forcing sales, and you have to be careful with that because I did see that before I even set up anything, they were already trying to pull income. You need to make sure you have a prepaid card or a card or something that doesn't have anything tied into your bank account that you have to leave open for people to just be pulling money off of. Because the ads can be tricky. And then depending on who it is how they got the system set up, it will start to pull payments when you're not ready for it to pull payments. You don't need your bank account messed up if you want to decide you want to pay for ads, okay? Just be careful. Use caution. Use caution. Okay? I'm watching how people respond. I'm not forcing sales. I'm also creating content like this. Talking honestly about the process because I know someone watching exactly where I was a few months ago. I'm not rushing into ebooks or extra products yet. I'm giving myself space to learn, adjust, and grow with intention because you have to give yourself time to see what you have created. It's going to do what it needs to do. So you can be pleased with it. And then when you go to the next step, like ads or anything like that, don't harass family either. Just trust the process. Create it, make it live, and then, let your followers and people know it's there. And then you just watch your blessings start to flow just like any other creator. Everything takes process. There's some products now you can look at them and it's just like they're just selling and selling and selling because they have become a norm for other people to use but when you go in a store and you have a selection in a bookstore, they're going to look at the design, they're going to look at the color, they're going to look at the, what does this do, whatever. Just say a prayer. And, hopefully they end up in the store just like everybody else's. So if you're watching this and wondering if you should start, you can. If you already started and feel unsure, you're not behind. And if your first product doesn't sell right away, that doesn't mean it won't. Progress in this space comes from consistency, not perfection. Okay? If you want to follow along, my guided journal is available on Amazon. The link is in the description. I post videos every Monday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Never said my guided journal is on. My actual journal is live. You can purchase that journal, and you can be able to see that journal from where I started trying to create a journal to where the journal became available on Amazon. You can see from the 3 pages. It has its numbered. I left the numbers in there as 117 as far as the pages, but it counts the other 3 pages. And make it a full 120, which it has to be an even number. It can't be an odd number of pages in total pages. So even if you have 119, 131 actual pages for someone to write on, you still have to make sure it ends in an even number. So you have to add your copyright page, your beginning page, your like I have with mine. I do have where I've been writing in it. Like I said. I got my pen in here, so I want my pen to fall, but there's writing in here, of course, and I'll eventually go over what I have inside here, but this is the writing in here will go along with what is being expected of me right now, and here it is. This year I speak, I sow, and I watch God move. And you see the water, your water flowing. And this is my proof. But I'm writing in it, and I'm praying over it for God to bless it, and for it to be a blessing for anyone and everyone that get one in life, so it's results in their life. But anyway, I post videos every Monday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Sharing what I'm learning about journals, publishing, and building steadily without burnout. Okay. In this video, if this video helped you, please consider subscribing. And I will see y'all on the next one.